if honesty would fix it, everybody knows their partners, right? I want to believe that as much as honesty is the best policy, in some situations we have lied to save our faces. Let your partner know that they are fathering kids that don't belong to them.
So, okay, now let's narrow that down to you now, right?
What about me?
Yeah, what about you? I'll tell you what it is about you. In the course of a conversation, you said you're not married.
Yes, I'm not.
Are you in a relationship at the moment?
No, I'm not.
The way you said it was like, oh, what's called?
Because I'm not. How am I supposed to say I'm in a relationship?
If we're still going to get to that part, but I'm just saying, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened that you figured your husband, listen, it's not going to, I'm just saying that your husband is within the confines of impotence.
Okay.
What would you do?
So again, I'm an advocate for running every necessary tests before marriage.
Okay.
I think I still tweeted something similar recently.
Okay.
So the moment the relationship progresses, and then you, even before proposing to your partner, and I think you guys would have talked about wanting to spend the rest of your lives together, checking all that's necessary, genotype, blood group, all of that. Also, as much as you're running tests of like the internal organs and whatnot, I think it's also necessary to check fertility rate for each like individual, especially for women. For men, it's necessary too, right? But for women, fibroids, all the little things that could go wrong in the reproductive system, it's very necessary to avoid stories that touch. You understand?
Okay.
So that for me is first step.
Okay.
I know that in some cases, like there are two normal people that are still unable to conceive, right? Then there are other approaches to that. Do you get? I'm a Christian too. As much as I'm medically inclined, I'm also like spiritually knowledgeable to know that God is in the works, right? Sometimes it's not time for it yet. But that's a different conversation.
True.
But for me, yes, first step would be to that. And from there, we know what's next, I guess.
So, the test to check if this man can produce or you can produce. Now, a man now.
Count.
Yeah. That test is now a proviso for you. It is like a prerequisite for you for marriage, right?
Well as for him, if he discovers that there's something wrong with my womb, for instance, God forbid, if he discovers I'm unable to carry a child to term, it could be a problem for him too.
Would you leave a man even if you are really in love with him? Would you leave a man because he's impotent? So,
personally, this question is for me.
Yes. Would you?
Right now, at this stage of my life, I don't dislike kids. I don't hate them. I love kids. They're adorable. They're God's heritage and all of that. If that is what God wants for my life, honestly, I wouldn't mind. As much as I want kids, there's also a little space in my heart that knows that if I don't have kids, I would really be okay. There are options of adopting kids. Like the adoption is like an option. Surrogacy is an option, right? Everything revolves around money, but there are still options. They're viable options.
Great.
And coming back to the love aspect, you won't experience love in the same way. Like it expresses itself in different ways with different people. So what if that person is the person that has made me feel love at its fullest? I don't think kids at the end of the day are secondary. I'm sorry to every parent out there. Believe me, this is a disclaimer. Kids
Disclaimer, guys.
are very secondary. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I know that you love your child and all of that. They would leave you at the point. They would live their lives, and then it's you and your partner.
Yeah, we all did.
The together forever is now after they leave.
We all did. Yes.
What happens? What happens at that point? That's me. That's why I said kids are secondary. If you are the one that would give me the most, you give me the most joy, the most peace. You give me that fulfillment that my life needs. Yes, kids will give me that, but then it starts with you, right? I don't think I would want to let you go because of kids whose future I'm not even certain. They could decide to grow up and even dislike me and all of that. I can't. You get yeah.
Smart one. Has it been difficult? Has it been like really, really difficult finding love in Canada?
It's relative.
Please, I'm talking to you in person.
Personally,
yes.
It hasn't really been, because I feel like, at this stage of my life, if I would be dating,
let's even start. What is your ideal kind of guy?
Ideal guy.
Yeah. What check the box for you? What are those things that checks the box for you?
Aside the obvious like physical attributes, I really want somebody that looks good enough, okay. not somebody whose face would scare kids,
like an antichrist kind of stuff. I'm just kidding.
I'm saying that like somebody that looks good enough, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying model or anything. I'm just saying somebody that looks good enough, which is relative. But then I know I know how well to judge that. Aside that, which is very secondary, I always look at a kind-hearted person. I would always gravitate towards kind people, men, women. So if I would decide I want to be with somebody, I've probably factored the fact that they're kind-hearted. But coming down to like the marriage, serious relationship talk, I want somebody that's family-oriented. Also somebody God-loving. God-fearing, yes, but God-loving most importantly. You cannot fear God without loving him. And the love for God would also project in how you treat me, right? And because again, I'm a spiritual person, I want somebody that is very expressive and a good communicator. Really, those are the basics for me.
So why would you find love yet?
Hey, maybe I'm the problem.
Tell us why the problem. Tell us the problem. Let us know the problem. Tell me the problem.
I'm just saying that
because
maybe,
it's true. And it's true, maybe you're the problem.
Maybe I'm not.
But please spot some of those problems. What are you?
So I said maybe. It's not a definitive stuff. I cannot say I'm the problem. But then I have, we just spoke about career moves, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I beg to be corrected. But at this stage of my life, so I might be naive about some things, but some things are very definitive for me. I feel like as a woman, naturally, you're at a disadvantage career-wise at the point in your life. Child-bearing phase. You're taking a break from your career to raise kids. Some women plan it. They have their kids back to back. Some space it just to catch up with their careers, right? I feel like my career is not at that stage yet. But then I'm opening up to companionship at this point. Okay. Now I'm willing to take someone on like my journey and not do it all by myself. Sometimes you need that emotional support. Sometimes you want your own person. Like there's somebody that rocks your world outside your family. There's somebody you're emotionally responsible for. There's somebody that makes you feel like you hung the moon on the sky. Yeah, something like that. But I'm not the problem. I'm just saying, I only say that maybe I'm the problem, but yeah, I'm not the problem.
So we're going to wrap up very soon, but I just thought to ask a few more questions or pressure you on some other points. Are you a sapiosexual person? By sapiosexual, I mean that are you attracted by the opposite sex who's intelligent, or there are other things that attracts you more than that? Some people, I've met some ladies who are very sapiosexual, and the first few minutes they talk with you, they already know I'm loving this guy because this guy is intellectually sound. This guy has got both the EQ and the IQ, right? But some ladies, they are more tilted towards, you've told me your part, right? But do you see yourself as a sapiosexual woman?
Well, yeah, it depends. You can be sapiosexual, good. But for me, I think as much as I like intelligent people, I'm also on the lookout for somebody that is emotionally intelligent. It takes intentionality to strike that balance. I have so many intelligent friends, and many of them are still struggling to find a balance between theoretical intelligence and emotional intelligence. There's always a clash, and that's where I have a problem. Most intelligent people, most like extreme intelligent people, have problems with being emotionally intelligent. So yes, I'm a sapiosexual. When we talk about, it's just attraction, really. It's not like you're acting on that attraction. So yeah, you could call me a sapiosexual.
Is it okay for you if you're in a relationship with a guy that is not on the same
financial level?
No.
Please, thank God.
I'm coming to that. Are you comfortable with being in a relationship with a guy that is not at the same precipice of knowledge and intelligence with you? Like if you are here and he's not here with you, but he's here with you, are you comfortable in that relationship?
So again, it's a thing of range. I might not be very strong in some aspects that he's strong at.
Okay.
It's balance, really. I don't think anybody is superior to another person in every sphere. I might be book smart and then he's street smart. I might know how to do finances and then he's good with the kids or with handling family affairs. There would always be a balance.
Okay.
I'm sure that something attracted me to him, right? And something attracted him to me. So I believe again that there's a balance.
Okay.
There's always a balance.
So what about the finances? Would you date someone who's here?
Jesus
Because
Lord.
listen. Following the trajectory of a conversation previously, your parents, amazing parents by the way, they were in charge of you in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? But when you moved over, they're like, Ireo. You understand? They go bio. Now you are
not totally. Really.
But yeah, I know. But right now you understand. You can't. So now you know what working is 100%.
Crazy, man.
Yes, you know what it is right now to work and fend, to spend, to be economical, to be prudent with spending. You know all of the 9 yards right now.
Yes.
Would you go into a relationship with a guy who is not there?
If it's at the moment, again.
What is your definition of at the moment? Because that is relative. That right there is relative.
So I'll give you an instance. I am a work in progress. Right? I'm not making money that I want to make. So if a man is meeting me, I'm not at my financial, should I say, peak or climax. I'm a prospective, successful person.
Yeah,
You get So also, if I would be with somebody, really, I don't mind if he's richer than me.
No, not richer
Most
now.
likely.
I'm saying don't switch the narrative. You know, I know you. It's not.
But then somebody I'm richer than. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
At this point, honestly,
Scratch
it's not,
away.
No. Honestly, it's not going to be a big deal for me right now because I want to believe that if I'll be with somebody, it's because the person has prospects of being successful in whatever it is they're doing. So I'm not going to blindly be with somebody because I'm thinking or imagining that they will be rich. Of course, I have to see that they're also like in the works of making themselves better career-wise and in every other aspect. Okay. So yes, I hope with these few points of mine I've been able to convince you that I can. It depends. It depends on the person's current prospect. If they are still taking courses or they're still like in school or they're taking like certifications or switching careers, There's always something, right? Even the rich are trying to like make more money. So yes, I can. I can.
I asked you that question because I know that a lot of ladies, they'll probably frown a little bit at your response because right now they have prioritized that part of, money over, the other things that are supposed to bring them joy.
But you can't blame them.
No, I'm not. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not.
I know. I'm going to advocate for them in some way. Experience, like experience, kind of. It has a way of conforming people into things that they just have to be. Right. My background is kind of different. Maybe that's why my orientation is different in this regard. My friends know that if I decide to like somebody, it's never about their financial capability. And I think everybody around me has come to embrace that because I'm not self-sufficient, but I believe so much in how successful I would be as a person. And if I marry somebody that is of the same drive or even more driven than I am, I feel like I've hit a jackpot, right? But for some other ladies, we can't really tell where they're coming from. Maybe in a bid not to live the lives they lived, or to go through to have their kids go through the same childhood they had. Anybody would do anything to avoid that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when people prioritize money, again, what if money brings them joy? Different things bring us joy. It could be you, it might be the sunlight. Me, it might be music. But for some people, it's money. For some people, the fact that they will never be broke in their life, like they will never ever know what brokenness is in their lives again, is enough reason to give them joy. They will do anything to keep that. So yeah, I think it's relative.
The advocate.
This time I played Angel's advocate.
You did.
You see?
You did. What are some of the advices you would give people who are coming to practice medicine here in Canada?
I don't. Funny thing is, I even think I should be taking advice from
No. See. Every aspect of our life, right? No matter how small or long, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much
and
so.
Each journey, right, births experience. Each experience births a story. So no matter how little you've walked, there's always an experience that stems from that short journey, right? And there's always a story, right, that comes out from that experience. So of course, people who, you cannot put yourself in the same space, right, in the same level with someone who just wants to get into the university and is hoping that, when I'm done with my degree, I will move to Canada and practice. And the person is watching right now. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
so
what
there's no matter the time, there's an experience, there's a story to tell. So what would you, in your short time, what are some of the advices you feel radio, that kind of stuff?
Oh, okay. I think the first and most important thing I'll say is to ask questions. Like check Reddit, Quora, Twitter. If you know anybody that knows anybody that knows anybody that is practicing in Canada, ask questions. Oh God, ask even the most ridiculous questions, career related. No, don't go and ask questions that they did not send you. Ask like, what should I do? What do I have to do? For me, I think I asked enough questions and I realized that there's some things I should have done that I will have to do now before even thinking about coming to practice in Canada.
Oh, wow.
I know better now. So I feel like if I had more access to the information I have now, maybe I wouldn't even be in Canada in the first place. And like I would come to Canada later after I've gotten every experience and I've met like every requirement. But then ask questions, really. I cannot say more than that because I don't know that much. But if you ask questions, for sure, you'll not be misled. Like the information is literally everywhere. I'm an advocate for Reddit. Oh God, I've said advocate like 50 times. I'm all for Reddit. Reddit has so many hidden gems, like information regarding practicing in Canada. So from there you meet people and then Nigerians, and they'll put you
Favorite
through.
food?
I'm supposed to be a fit farm person. Oh. My favorite food. Okay, I like
Lay it out. Let's have it.
red velvet cheesecake and ice cream.
No. Favorite food.
That's it.
Favorite food.
So what do you call that? I just said it.
We are both Nigerians, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Nigerian food.
You know that was what I was talking
about. What if I don't have a favorite Nigerian food?
Ma?
I'm saying, what if I don't have a favorite Nigerian food?
Isn't
it possible? Okay.
Ma?
Eba and okra. Can I move now?
Eba and okra.
Eba and okra.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What's yours? Please don't say pounded yam.
No.
Okay.
Beans and plantain.
How simple.
Yes. It's not just the regular plantain. Those ones that lose war. You know plantains that lose war? Okay, I'll tell you. Let me demystify it for you. All right. There's some plantains that go to war. You hold them, they are strong. They go to war. But the ones that you hold and they've lost the war, those type of plantains that you will consider a sports plantain, that's the one that I eat with beans. That one. That plantain. You know?
Okay.
That plantain is plantain.
I think I reserve my comment on that. Your choice of food, especially that plantain, is enough for me to judge you. I choose not to judge you right now.
No, I don't just eat the plantain that will start giving my judges. No.
The soft one.
Yes, the soft one, exactly.
Okay, if you insist.
No, I insist.
Okay.
Then Afro too is good for me.
Oh, well, that's closer to home.
Yeah, beans is far from home, and plantain.
Ish.
It's far.
I would have expected something indigenous from you. That you put me on the spot. I said, what's your favorite nana?
But I used to. Oh,
I was expecting some pounded yam and egusi
red velvet back in Nigeria. Are you serious?
Who said I told you I had my... Wait, listen. So you were not following this conversation. I told you that I had my developmental years in Ukraine.
No, wait.
So,
before you... Wait, hold up. Before you left for Ukraine, where were you? Let's have it.
Zion.
No, let's have it.
Zion, the city of God.
People who move to a first world country, people who move from one country, not a first one, people who move from one country to another country, still maintain in totality the food that they are used to back home. We do that here a whole lot, right? So you don't give me that look. So when I say beans and plantain, it's home. We eat beans with plantain.
I'm saying that why, because you put me on the spot, why not indigenous food? Beans and plantain is generic. It's very generic. Yes. Very, very generic.
Okay.
So why are you not enjoying or ebaing or fufuing?
Let me massage, whatever it is that makes you happy.
Okay.
Eforiro
and
semo.
Semo sounds like midlife crisis, but if you insist,
I will still mention one again, and you will still go further. You they go where you don't know.
Oh yeah, now what's the next one?
You they go where you don't know. Anyways, no, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a blast of a time. We have had an amazing time. We have had a stupendous time. We have had a wonderful time. I said to my guest, she said, "Is this an interview?" I said, "Nah. This is a conversation, and this will be a convivial one." And of course, it was nothing short than a convivial conversation. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, we are drawing the curtain of this episode of our podcast. I've had so much fun, with Oyinkansola, who is... What did you say that word again?
Remember.
In the works.
Goodness.
In the works. Oyinkansola, thank you very much for sitting here. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing your own view, your own perspective to some of the groundbreaking issues we are having right now, especially the paternity fraud. Yes. And we hope that sometimes when you are around the corner, sometimes when you're passing by the neighborhood, you can just stop and be like, yeah, I have one thing to say. Can I say it?
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
any last words before we wrap up?
No, nothing at all. It's just the only thing I would say is ensure that in your relationships, in your day-to-day life, in your marriages, you're honest about your partner's insufficiencies with them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, they call me the Mic Master. We'll see you on the next episode. Holla.